Yes. Once again, good morning to all of you. This is Swamy Naidu. I'm teaching UI technologies from past 14 years. Now, this is React.js demo class. In this, I will discuss with you what is React.js and what are the advantages we have in this React.js. These concepts we'll discuss. Okay. Yes. So, Alicia, Siley, and someone is joined. Okay. Okay, I will start. Meanwhile, the other people who wants to join, they will join. Let me open Notepad. Is it visible in my screen? So you
Yes.
can, yeah, okay. Chat or directly can speak, no problem. Okay, open Notepad. Okay, so just first of all, what is React.js? So here, React.js is a library of JavaScript. Library means it provides some additional functionalities to work with the core technology. What is the core technology here? JavaScript. First of all, what is JavaScript? JavaScript is a web application development technology. So it is a client-side script. Okay. So React.js is also client-side script. What is client-side script? Yes, we'll discuss that. So now React.js is a client-side script to implement dynamic web applications. Yes. Why we are using React.js to implement the dynamic web applications. What is client-side script? What is dynamic website? See, first of all, websites are two types. One is static website. Second one is dynamic website. Like that, we have two types here. In this clear. The first one is what? Static website, and second one is dynamic website. If you take static website we are using only for display purpose. User can open that website and he can read the information. That's all. Okay. So just like e-paper, if you take e-paper website, we have home, about, content, like that, different pages. Okay. User can see read the pages, home page, about us, contact us, like that, one by one pages user can read. So that is static website. So user cannot interact with the website, means there is no login form, okay, and the registration, like that. Functionalities are not there. So if any website doesn't have the functionalities, it comes under static website. So you want to develop the static websites, then simply we can use HTML, CSS, because it contains only design part, not development coding. Dynamic website means, okay, yes. So dynamic website means both design plus yes. So we are implementing the logics also. Is it clear? Like that, two types of websites we have. One is static website. In static website, only designing is there. Okay. So that design we are implementing by using technologies like HTML, CSS, Bootstrap. Like that, we can use these technologies to design the web pages. And dynamic means it contains, yes, both design as well as coding. Both are there. So a common designing the technologies are nothing but HTML, CSS, like that. Now, what about coding? Yes. So website coding, two types, okay, we have. There are two types of scriptings we are using to implement the logics in website, to implement the coding in website. First one is so client side script. Second one is side script. Is it clear? Like that, we have these two types of scriptings. Yes. Or the first one, nothing but the client side script. And second one is server side script. Client side scripts means what is that? Script which executes in browser. We are calling client side script. For example, if you implement any logics by using JavaScript or React, Angular, all this comes under client-side scripting languages. Okay. So client-side scripts are, if you develop any logics by using either JavaScript or next level technologies or JavaScript like React, Angular, all this comes under client-side scripts. Server-side scripts, for example, here, if you take Node.js, so PHP, ASP, JSP, all this comes under server-side scripting languages. Like that, we have two types of scriptings in website development. Got it? The first one is client-side scripting languages. Second one is server-side scripting languages. So what is react.js? Okay, it is a client-side scripting language. So one diagram I want to show you. For example, this is one web server. It contains one website. That website contains many pages like this: home, about us, contact us, like that. Now, this is one user X. He sends a request to the server. X sends a request to the server. Then, for example, just like if you type www.gmail.com, what is happening? So from your side, one request is going to the server. Yes or no? From your side, one request is going to the server. And that response is coming back to the browser. Means that page is downloading into your browser. So you are using browsers like Internet Explorer, means Edge. Now it is Edge. And Chrome, Firefox, like the different types of browsers you are using. Yes, now response is coming back to your browser. Yes, yeah. In this scenario, okay, yeah. What the in this web page, assume that this is home page. They implemented script like React as well as logics. They used two technologies, React and Node.js logics. Okay, they implemented the logics by using React and Node.js. So React is client-side script or server-side script. It is client-side script. So that's why what the code they have written in React. So that code is downloading into the browser at the time of a request and executes where? The browser. Is it clear? That code directly downloads into the browser and executes in browser. Yes. So server-side script is not like that. It executes where? In the web server. Okay. Only result is downloading into the browser. That's all. So like that, according to the execution location, there are two types of scripting languages. The first one is client-side script and second one is server-side script. So these two technologies we are using to work with the website. So as UI developer, we are working with the client-side technologies. Server-side programmer will work with the server-side technologies. That's all. Okay. Yes. Now, these client side scripts at the time of application accessing, website accessing. So those client side scripts are downloading into the browser and executes in the browser. So that is the concept of this. Is it clear? Yes. Now, see. Uh, yeah, this is about client-side scripting language. So React.js is nothing but client-side scripting language. For example, one website I want to open, just see. If I open google.com, I'm sending a request to the Google server and response is downloading into browser. Like that, for example, if I open facebook.com, one request we are sending to the server, that response is downloaded into the browser. Now, if you right click on this and go to the view page source, okay. Now, every website, if you right click and select the view page source, then you can see some programming statements what they have written. So this is nothing but client-side script. Means at the time of accessing the Facebook website, Facebook or any website, okay, can take here. At the time of accessing this website, what is happening here? The client-side script is downloaded into my browser and it executed in my browser. Is it clear? So this is the script implemented by Facebook developers. Yes, like that. Any website, for example, here, flipkart.com. Yes. So this is the response what I got from the Flipkart server. Now, if you right click and just go to the view page source. Okay. Now, this is the code which they implemented, the Flipkart developers. Is it clear? So means that original logics are downloading into my browser and executes in my browser. So that is client-side script. But server-side script is not like that. It executes in that Facebook server only or Flipkart server only. Okay, not downloading into the browser. So like that, we have these two types of scripting languages. Now, the main question is, what is the purpose of these client-side scripting languages? Why it downloads into the browser? Which type of functionalities we can implement using these client-side scripting languages? That is the second point. Okay, first point I told you, React.js is a client-side technology we are using to develop the websites. Okay, dynamic websites. Dynamic means it contains logics, not only design, it also contains the logics. So here, how many types of logics we are implementing? Okay, how many scripting languages means what are types of scripting languages we are using? First one is client-side script. So this client-side script executes where in browser. Second one is server-side script. It executes in web server. So as UI developer, our role is to work with the client-side technologies. There are many technologies are introduced, but core technology is JavaScript. The core technology is JavaScript. And these are all the next level technologies of JavaScript, like if you take React, Angular. All these are the next level technologies of JavaScript. Is it clear? Yes. Fine. Now, what we can do with the client-side scripts? Yes. Now, if you take client-side scripts, yeah, these technologies we are using, first reason to apply dynamic functionalities on HTML elements. The first reason. So this is a compulsory interview question. They will ask you why we are using the client-side scripting languages. Yeah. The first point is to apply the dynamic functionalities on the HTML elements. Yes. See, what is dynamic functional on the HTML element? By default, all HTML controls are static controls. Those are not dynamic. So what is the difference between static and dynamic here? So here, dynamic control means we can change the properties based on our requirement, but static is not like that. So one example I will show you, then you will get the better idea. I want to create one HTML file to display one image in my desktop. Orange.jpg one image is there. I want to display. So for that, see, one empty document I have taken, save this file on the desktop location. So don't try to understand the code, just see the result of this. So I'm, yes, saved it as demo.html. Now on HTML control I want to place. Generally we are using img tag. Okay. And what the image you want to display, for that we are using source. So what the source here? Orange.jpg. Okay, now I am using orange.jpg. And width is equal to 100. Like this, I have taken the image. IMG source is equal to orange.jpg and width is equal to 100 pixels. So here, two properties I have given. One is SRC property, another one is width property. So is this design time or runtime? Yes, this is design time. We are designing this page, not loaded in browser. Once you loaded this page in browser, then it comes under a runtime. In design time, so SRC property I have given and width property I have given. These two properties I have given, right? Now this is demo.html. Open that. Yeah. That is the file for this demo.html. Okay. Now just right click, open with any browser. So Chrome I use. Now it displays that image. What is the image we have? Orange.jpg and width is 100 pixels. This is runtime. Now in this runtime, if we want to change the properties of this HTML control, not possible. Okay, because it is static script. For example, current image is orange displays. I want to display another image like something like all.jpg on the image control in browser when user click on the image. Okay, means dynamically want to change the source property. By default, it is not possible. By default, it is not possible to change the properties of the HTML controls. For that, we are taking the support of these client-side technologies like JavaScript or next level technologies of JavaScript. So these we are using here. Now I will write a simple script only for output. Okay, don't understand this code, everything. So see the result of this. Okay. So all.jpg. Now I have written a simple script. So when I click on the image control, I am taking the support of JavaScript now. Why? To change that source. What the current source of image? Orange. I want to change it as all.jpg. Orange.jpg is the original image. I want to change it as all.jpg. That is the main thing. Now save and refresh. If I click on this, see, now we are able to change the source of this image. Like that, not only source width you want to change or any other property you want to change. Okay, that is possible by using these client-side technologies. In old days, we used it to work with JavaScript, but these days we are taking the support of react.js, Angular, these technologies. Okay, for example, Flipkart is already open. Yes, now in this Flipkart, if you observe this images, yeah. See these images, if you move mouse on this, these images are size increasing, right? Yes. So this is nothing but client-side script. For example, we have our image. Now just I am writing script to implement the same. Okay. I'm not explaining the coding right now. So just see the result of this. Now, see, move the mouse over on this image. See, it is also increased. Okay, 1 second, I'm refreshing. Slowly, I'm moving. When I touch, yes, the size is increased. Same, they implemented here. Okay, and you want to decrease when the mouse out. So same like that. The condition you have to write. Okay, now see, I am showing you what is dynamic functionality on the HTML controls. Okay, so here means when the browser display the control, when the control is loaded in browser, later we can change the properties of this control. What properties we're changing? So source property, width property, any property you can change here. Now here you can see refresh, mouse over, mouse out. Like that, we are also doing the same thing. Is it clear? So that is dynamic functionalities. Okay. For example, if I click on any mobile phone, yes, yes, see, mouse over, right side, that image source is changing. Same we did in our program. So, but in the same image, we changed the source. Here, they're changing by using another image with the help of ID property. So these type of concepts, everything we will discuss here. Okay. So like that, in browser, what are the operations you want to perform? Everything is possible with only client-side scripts, not server-side scripts. Okay. Yes. The first point, what I told you, to apply dynamic functionalities on the HTML controls. Second point, to validate input controls. Yes, input controls validation point of view. Okay. There also we are using these technologies. For example, if you observe this Facebook, okay. Yes. Now, here, when I click on the button, validations it displays here. Okay. Enter username. Okay. Next one here. So enter the date of birth like that. So this type of red color highlight, everything we are getting. Okay. So this is about client side script. Okay. So to validate the input controls. Next one. Yes. To work with Ajax. Yeah. So you want to work with the Ajax concept. Then also we are taking the support of this client-side scripting languages. Yes. Ajax is very, very important. Nowadays, all the websites runs with this Ajax concept only. Okay. Yes. So in that point of view, okay, we are using client-side technologies. So you want to send any request to the server to get the updated data. For example, cricket live score websites, if you observe. So for every half minute or 1 minute, we are getting the updated, not 1 minute. For every few seconds, we are getting the updated score. So that time we are not refreshing the browser, but in backend, we are getting the updated score and displaying in the browser. So that is working based on Ajax. Okay. Next one, share market websites, if you observe. So in the share market websites, we are getting the updated shares information, as well as if you observe this chart concept, Facebook chart or Gmail chart. So once you open the chart window, what is the text the other person is typing in his system? Means when he click on send button, it is displaying in your system automatically without refreshing the browser. So all this comes under Ajax concepts. So it is very, very important. We are calling the API services by using Ajax. Okay, we are spending around 3 to 4 days with this Ajax. Ajax is okay, client-side script only, not server-side script. Just we are calling the server-side API services endpoints by using this Ajax. Okay. So this Ajax, you want to create the Ajax object, you want to send the request to the browser server. So compulsory, these client-side scripts are required for us. Is it clear? Yes. So many programs I will discuss with Ajax and how to connect with the Java API service, Node API service, how to work with the CRUD operations with table records, insert, delete, update these functionalities. Everything we'll discuss here. Okay. Yes. Next, before that, Facebook website. I opened. What is your doubt? Someone sent me message. Open the Facebook website once. Yes, I opened this. You have any doubt? Any question? This. Who asked you to open the Facebook website? Yes,
Sir,
ask.
I asked to open the page and wanted to see like what input controls actually we can change. Just an example for an example, but I got it. All the input controls over any website we can change it using the client side script, which is maybe JavaScript or React, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you, sir.
So
Yeah.
here validations, you observe this. These validations you want to display. For example, if you enter any text like this, then you don't get that red color highlight population, everything. So that is client side script. This messaging, everything is client side script. Okay. Yes. So
Thank
we
you, sir.
will discuss the programs, but we don't discuss with JavaScript. We are discussing with react.js because in old days, programmers used to work with JavaScript, but these days they're using react.js. Okay.
Okay.
And
Sir,
next point,
sorry, please
yeah,
go ahead.
sorry, any more doubt?
Just wanted to ask you that in order to learn React, what are the main important JavaScript topics that we
Yeah,
need to
JavaScript
understand?
is prerequisite. I will tell you that one by one. I'm coming now.
Okay,
Okay.
sorry, sir.
So I will tell you each and everything. So here one more point is there. What's that? To execute logics. See, client side scripting logics execute where in browser or server. Hmm? Alicia, that's anyone.
Sir, what is your question?
Client side scripting languages execute where in browser or server.
Sir, browser.
Browser, very good. See, for example, you are working with the bank application in your company. Assume that. Okay. This is a bank website. And this is the loan page. Okay. Some X is accessing this loan page. He send the request and the response is getting home page in his browser. Now here on calculation is there. Principal amount and how many months loan he want to. That is loan page, not home page. Loan page is there. So there one calculation available. So if user enter the amount and the next one, months, loan tenure, months. After that, this is the calculation button. Okay. When he click on this calculation button, what is EMI price for every month? It has to display. So for that, you are developing on logic. Is it clear? So that logic you can develop by using either client side script. Okay. Means here what the client side script you are using. Okay, 1 second. Okay. Yes. You can implement by using either by using client side script or you can use server side script, right? So client-side script means you can develop the logic by using JavaScript or React or any other technology. Server-side script. So what is the server-side technology you are using to develop this application? Okay. So that ASP or JSP, Java Servlets, PHP, anything. Now, which one is better? See, for example, if I implement the logic by using client-side script, then that logic is downloading into the browser and storing in browser. Okay, when user click on the button, then that logic executes. Yes or no? Yes. In case if I implement the logic by using server-side script, then what happens here? It is not downloading. When user click on this button, the request is coming to the server and their logic is executing and response is going back to the browser, then display the EMI per month. So now which one is faster result? Client side or server side? Yes, client side script is fast because executes where in the client system. Client means who is accessing the website. The person who is accessing the website, that person we are calling as client. So client, two meanings are there. One is the person who is paying the money for the development. That person also we are calling as client. But in this point of view, client is the person who is accessing the website. For example, if you access Gmail, then you are the client of Gmail. If you access Facebook in your browser, if you open the Facebook in your browser, then you are the client of Facebook, like that. Is it clear? So now here the thing is, so if it is client-side script executes in browser, that's why immediately user can see the result. In case if you implement the logic by using server-side script, so when user click on the button, request will go into the server, there it is processing and response is coming back to the browser. For this entire request and response, it takes some time. That's why in website development in companies, most of the logics implementing with client-side technologies only. So that technology is your choice. You can use JavaScript or React or Angular, that is secondary. But 70% is code in all websites we are implementing with the client-side technologies. That is the main point. Because user can see the result immediately. It executes in user system only. User means client. Okay. In his system only it executes. First it is downloading into the client system. Okay. Later when he perform any activity, okay, button click or something, that related function is calling from his system only. So that's why no need to come to the server through internet connection to get the result because it executes in his system. That's why he can see the output very, very fast. Is it clear? So that is the main reason why we are using this client-side technologies. Anyhow, in interview, if they ask you, you can answer these points. Is it clear? Yes. So what are the reason to work with this client-side scripting language? First one, HTML controls. You want to change any property of HTML controls at runtime, then we are using this client-side scripting languages. Validations point of view, compulsory client side, and work with Ajax. Okay, like that, execute the logics in browser. There we are using client-side scripting languages. Now come to this React.js. Actually, who implemented this React.js? Yes. So Mr. Jordan Walking. So in the year 2013, implemented this React.js in company Facebook. Okay, React.js belongs to Facebook. So Jordan Walkie is one of the employees of the Facebook. So along with his team, he implemented this React.js in the 2013. Prototype they introduced in 2011 and implemented in 2013. Why they implemented this React.js? What the reason? Because in their chart, means Facebook, in the Facebook application, to implement some concepts in the chatting point of view, they implemented this React.js. So first of all, initially they implemented as internal purpose technology. Okay, this React.js initially they implemented for internal purpose. Later they released this React.js to outside. Then other programmers also started working with this React.js. So many websites like Instagram, Apple, Flipkart, all these websites now contain the React.js code. Is it clear? But the main reason to develop this React.js is to implement some concepts in the Facebook application chart concept. Okay. So later they released this React.js as open source client-side script. From then, so other programmers, outsiders also started using this React.js in their project development instead of JavaScript. Okay. Yes. Now 19.x is the version. So we are working with the 19.2. Initial version is 1.4. Now 19.2 is available. We are using that one. Now to learn this React.js, what the prerequisite is? Yes, I told it is a library of JavaScript. Okay. So that's why library means it is providing some additional features to work with the JavaScript. That is the main concept of this. It provides some additional features to work with the JavaScript. So that's why here we should know JavaScript first. Okay. Without knowledge in JavaScript, we can't work with this React.js. In the JavaScript coding, we are calling the React.js packages. That is the main point. So you people may have or may not have idea on this JavaScript. That's why I will discuss the JavaScript concepts first. Is it clear? After that only we are starting the React.js concepts. Around 20 days we are spending with JavaScript. Because in JavaScript, complete JavaScript is required. One more point. So in interview point of view, they are concentrating more questions on JavaScript. Very, very, very important point. JavaScript is. Is it clear? Yes. So we are spending around 20 days with this JavaScript. And after that, I will start the React.js. Around 45 to 50 days we are spending with React.js. Total course duration is 65 to 70 days. Okay. So not possible to finish within 45 days. Is it clear? Yes. Because for JavaScript only we are spending around 20 days. Okay. Yes. So someone asked me, is it required to learn this JavaScript to work with this React.js? Yes, it is compulsory. Okay. So now how we are moving? Okay. Before that, roles in the companies will discuss. UA, first of all, UA designer. Who is UA designer? The person who is designing the web pages, templates. Okay. That person we are calling as UI designer. So if you work with the HTML, CSS, and if you use Bootstrap, okay, for responsiveness. So your role is UI designer. Next one, UI developer. UI developer means client-side coding or server-side coding. Where he is working UI developer. So what is that? Client-side code. By using what technologies earlier? JavaScript. Now React, Angular 9. Yes, yeah. Next one, programmer, server side programmer. Means the person who is working with the server side technologies. Yes. Nothing but here. So ASP, PHP. Yes. All these persons comes under server side programmers. Okay. Now next one, full stack developer is there. Okay. Yes. Full stack means who is working with both client side means front end plus server side means back end along with the database. Okay, if you have any idea on the database, even these days in companies, if you don't know databases, okay, so you can work as full stack developer. Yes. Now these persons comes under full stack developers. Okay. Yes. Now men stack is also there. It is very similar to full stack developer. Okay. So in full stack client side, you can use React, Angular, anything. Server side, you can use Node.js or .NET, Java, PHP. Database, you can use Oracle, SQL Server, anything. But main stack means in client side, REACTJS. R stands for REACTJS. Okay. And server side, Node.js. And framework, REACTJS framework is there. Okay, so Node.js framework is there. That is Express also. We are using Express. And database, not Oracle, SQL Server, MongoDB. This combination we are calling as main stack developer. Means once you completed this React.js, after 2 years or 3 years of your work experience, you can also extend your skills with the main stack development. Okay, by learning Node.js Express and MongoDB. Okay, so you want to increase, okay, you want to get good growth in your career. So we don't stick with a single technology. We are keep on learning, update our skills. Okay, that point of view can go with the main stack. That is very, very popular. And here mean stack is also there. Okay, but this is for Angular developers. Okay, A stands for Angular, R stands for React. Remaining same, Node.js, Express.js, MongoDB, everything comes. So like that, so current role is you are developer. If you learn this React.js and working in companies with this technology, is it clear? Yes. So this is the basic information. Anyhow, React.js is a client-side scripting language we are using to develop the web applications. Okay, in web applications coding point of view is this React.js, that to client-side coding. Okay, now what are the features we have in React just compared with other technologies that we will discuss later. Before that, okay. So here, every day we have 1 hour session. I told you first time starting with JavaScript. Before JavaScript, basic information about HTML also required. Only one day I am spending with HTML. Okay, what is required for us, we will discuss. Because we are covering some concepts like registration, login, shopping cart related, add to cart, these type of concepts we are implementing with React.js. So that time HTML, you should know about the containers, non-containers, what is inline and block elements. So these things are important for you. So that's a 1 hour, one day I'm spending with HTML. After that, I will start the JavaScript. I told you 20 days we are spending with JavaScript. After that, we are starting React.js. In React.js, we have different types of components like class component, function components. We'll discuss both. And life cycle hooks, we have many life cycle hooks like use state, use effect, use reducer, everything will cover. And routing concept, database interaction, Ajax, bootstrap integration, higher order component, like that. So, and the next one, Redux integration, all these things we are covering here. Okay. So every day 1 hour session, 7 to 8, but demos 4 to 5 days they are providing demos. Demos we are taking around 50 minutes, 45 to 50 minutes we are taking. Okay, after that 1 hour session. And after demos, you will get the drive access. Okay, from there you can directly access the videos, daily notes, everything I will upload there, you can access. Okay. So this is the pattern which I am following here. Okay. So anyhow, you got some clarity about the React.js client-side script. Okay. That basic information we discussed. From your side, you have any doubts, any questions, you can ask me. Yes. Yeah, JavaScript point of view, complete required. Okay. So here, asynchronous programming, Ajax, okay, and promises, hosting, because in interview also they're asking the concepts of JavaScript. Okay. Yes. Any other doubts? Fine. Then next class, I will discuss what are the differences between React.js, JavaScript, Angular. Okay, what are the features we have in this? Okay, I will discuss these topics. Okay, yes. See you in tomorrow class. One more question I got. What about? Yeah, Ajax, I told you, we are spending around 4 days. So with this Ajax, I will explain you how to call the API services endpoints, how to work with the cloud operations, both in JavaScript as well as React. In both technologies, we are covering the Ajax. JavaScript by using fetch, I will discuss the Ajax, call the API service, external API service, some weather service or any other free API services are there. And in React, I will explain you how to create the API service, okay, and how to access the API service, how to work with the cloud operations. Everything we will cover. Okay, fine. Thank you. See you in tomorrow class. Okay, you can drop now.